Well, welcome back to the bulletin. Sandy has got our summaries for tonight.
Yes, of course, we'll be talking more about that big aircraft landing in Ghana. But first, if you were to receive $15 an hour from your employer, how much would you be making a day? And multiply that by 22 working days in the month. While you do that calculation, online retailer Amazon's lowest paid US workers actually are to receive $15 an hour. Now, how does that sound? Well, we have the details plus some local stories next in our summaries.
Finance and risk management expert Ken Thompson has indicated that the recent review of Ghana's base year from 2006 to 2013 does nothing to improve the economy. He added that the rebasing of the economy will only allow the government to borrow more, warning such borrowings will only result in more debt. His comments follows the release of recent base figures by the Ghana Statistical Service. Ghana's economy is said to have expanded by some 24.6% for last year. The Ghana Statistical Service reviewed the base year from 2006 to 2013, altering the way the economic growth of the country is calculated. Oil export proceeds have overtaken cocoa as the country's second biggest foreign exchange earner. Figures from the Bank of Ghana has indicated that the country has been earning more from the oil sector than the cocoa sector since January this year. This is attributed to increased production from the Jubilee fields and the coming on board of 10 in Sankofa Jinyame. Total oil export receipts for January was $400.1 million, while cocoa accounted for $302.2 million. In February, oil exports increased to $664.9 million, while cocoa exports, on the other hand, also increased to $619.5 million. The commodity also performed better than cocoa in March, April, May, June and July same year. Ghana Airports Company Limited has said there has been an increase in air traffic from 400 passengers to 700 passengers a day since the entry of Passion Air in the domestic flight space. Managing Director of the Ghana Airports Company, Jonathan Tefua, made a comment during a short ceremony to adore Passion Air's second aircraft, 78-seater Bombardier Dash 8 Q400 aircraft. I am aware that Passion Air has increased its frequencies on the Kumasi-Accra Kumasi route from 6 to 10 flights a day, and this is very commendable, he said. The airline says its New Delhi route to be catered for by the new aircraft is aimed at expanding options for Ghanaian domestic travelers. Passion Air operations bring to 2 the number of airlines operating within the domestic space. The arrival of the second aircraft is expected to set the stage for competition on the Tamale route. Managing Director of the Ghana Airports Company, Jonathan Tefua, was hopeful that in a few months, the airline will expand its routes to places like Wa and Ho airports. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, has appointed Harvard professor Geeta Gopinath as its next chief economist. This makes her the first woman appointed to the prestigious role. Gopinath will replace Maurice Obstfeld, who announced in July that he will retire at the end of this year. The appointment comes as the Washington-based fund grapples with issues such as a surge in protectionism around the world and the impact of technology on employment. Geeta is one of the world's outstanding economists with impeccable academic credentials, a proven track record of intellectual leadership, and extensive international experience. Gopinath is the John Zwanstraw Professor of International Studies and of Economics at Harvard University. She's co-editor of the American Economic Review and co-director of the International Finance and Macroeconomics Program at the National Bureau of Economic Research. She has written about 40 research articles on exchange rates, trade and investment, international financial crisis, monetary policy, debt and emerging market crisis, according to the fund. online retailing giant Amazon is raising pay for hundreds of thousands of workers in the US and the UK. The lowest paid US workers will receive $15 an hour. In the UK, pay will rise from £8.20 an hour in London to £10.50, while outside London, the rate rises from £8 an hour to £9.50. The move will benefit 250,000 workers in the US, 17,000 in the UK, and tens of thousands of seasonal workers. Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world, worth about $1 trillion. However, it has been attacked by campaigners and US President Trump for the amount of tax it pays.
Okay, so I'm sure you now know how much you'd be worth a month if we were taking $15 an hour.
Still trying
Have
to
you done your
figure that out. $15 an hour.
An hour, yes.
So let's do the calculation.
How much will you be? Okay, you do
so,
like 10.
I mean, we're trying to do the calculation behind the scenes, and that's like, in Ghana City, 16,500 at the end of the month. That's what will cost 16 million.
16 million. That's a lot.
It wouldn't be bad to be an Amazon worker. Anyway.
But we are happy at Multimedia.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.